Hola! Welcome back to our channel where we study, discuss, and add knowledge so that we may know more and be more. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you and we ask that you stick around because you will love it here. Last week, we spoke about taking ownership in a situation that you are involved in when something goes wrong. We said when such a thing happens, you find yourself in a situation that something has gone another way, probably a way that you do not anticipate. I should take time to analyze and assess the situation and seek to know and understand the role you may have played in enabling that situation, either by your action or inaction. And whilst that is a commendable and highly encouraged thing to do, that approach is more reactive and retrospective. A more excellent way would be to take ownership of your life in general, way before any occurrences, whether they be right or wrong, whether they be good or bad. So, taking ownership of your life in general is you deciding how you want your life to be, deciding how you want to show up in life. Even before you're faced with the options to choose, you're already saying to yourself, okay, these are going to be my standards and these are my values. So that when I face those situations, when I'm confronted with whatever the situation is, I already know how to respond in that moment. I already know how to present myself, how to represent myself, because I've chosen in advance how I want to be in any given situation or in situations that face me as I go along. Now, that is not to say that things will not go wrong or things will not go contrary to our predictions or our anticipations. Sure, for as long as we are here, we'll always experience things out of our control. In fact, more often than not. However, I'm saying that you prepare ahead of time based on what you can control. Your preparation is according to the things you can control, your thoughts, your actions, because those are the things you can control. Now, the things that you cannot control, you may not be able to do anything about those, but you can show up from the standpoint of your own ability to control your actions and your responses, because you've already chosen how you want to be by default, irrespective of the situation you find yourself in. Let's go back to the case study we used last week. We talked about the woman in the scandal, the kiss scam scandal, and we commended her for how she was able to honor to her role in that situation with dignity. And we said that was really admirable. Nonetheless, because she already knew, there would have been a better way to approach that situation. Because she did mention in the interview that there was a policy at work where you're not supposed to have those kinds of relations with a colleague. Yes, was it a colleague or a superior? But there are certain relationships shouldn't have in that working environment, and they were aware of it. She was aware of it, even when she was getting carried away in those feelings. So if she had already predetermined and made the decision that because this is already a standard, because this is already a prerequisite in my working environment, I will not be found in such a situation because I already know what is required of me. I shouldn't be found in such a situation. Maybe should have been able to avoid that scandal. But of course, things happen. I mean, sometimes we get swayed, sometimes we lose sight, we veer off track, even when we know what we should be doing at a given time. Not to hold anything against her, but to say that in taking ownership of your life ahead of a situation, whether it goes wrong or right, you already choose how you want to be by default. For me, the point when I decided to take ownership of my life was when I realized and honestly admitted to myself, I may live and die with all the dreams and aspirations in my heart if I do not consciously begin to take steps towards them. I just said to myself, you know what? If your life is going to be any of the things that you are envisioning, if you're going to be anybody or anything that you ever thought of, you ever dreamed of, then you must begin to take steps, no matter what size of steps those are. Must begin to take steps towards them. I chose that I would begin to take baby steps, bite sizes, get intangible results, but just keep going so that I am at least making an effort towards the life of my dreams, towards the kind of person I want to be, towards the kind of results I want to have, towards the kind of outcomes I want, towards the lofty, if you may, the lofty dreams in my heart. I said to myself, I must take ownership of my life. As much as I am surrounded with love, support, I can say that I have a good life. Nonetheless, nobody can live my life for me. No matter the kind of enablement I have, no matter how I'm being supported, I'm being enabled, I'm the one who can live my life the way I really want it. So I must take ownership of my actions and my outcomes. I made up my mind that my life is mine to live, to express. And I started taking steps towards it. I started from looking at the broader picture, of course, and then broke it down into subcategories. Let's take a moment here. You think about yourself. Have you fully taken ownership of your life? You may be wondering, what does that look like? What does it look like to take ownership of your life? For me, the word that best describes it, that would describe it aptly in this conversation, is intentionality. Just being intentional about how you want your life to be. We could look at the broad categories. Looking at the broad categories can be a way for you to begin actively taking ownership of your life. How would you like your life to be in relation to your health? How would you like your life to be in relation to your wealth, your finances, your money experience? How would you like your life to be in relations to your relationships, the people in your life, the people you let in your life, the people you have in your life? How would you like your life to be in your purpose? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be in this world? How do you want to show up in this world? How do you want to leave a mark in this world? Nothing fancy, nothing big maybe, but just these 4 categories, these 4 main, I call them broad categories of life. How would you like your life to be? Starting from these 4, then you can break them down into bite sizes, into pieces, But start from these 4. Think about it. And then start taking steps towards how this life would look like for you. That's what it means to take ownership of your life. Well, in this context, in this basic context, you can spread it out as far as you want, stretch it as wide as you want, but just start from now, just start from here. These broad categories: my health, my wealth, my relationships, my purpose. Think about it and start taking steps in that direction. Well, that's what I did. And so that's why I'm sharing from how I went about taking ownership of my life. I hope this helps you in some way. Don't wait till if you have it all figured out. You will never. But just start from where you are, bite sizes, and then the results you accumulate. And you find out that you're having your life in your hand already. You're setting your standards, you're stating your values, and you're showing up as your authentic self because you are taking ownership of your life the way that only you can. If you found this video useful, please share it with somebody else that will find it as useful as you did. And of course, like I always say, return again for us to continue our discussions on how we will know more and be more. Till I see you next time, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and return again. Adios for now.